come on. And don't try and blame this door on me.
You're the one who let it slam behind you.
Oh, yeah. Because I was a tad bit preoccupied following a mad woman who had just proposed marriage to me out of the blue. If it's anyone's fault, it's yours.
Out of the blue.
What?
The proposal, it wasn't out of the blue. It was spur of the moment.
And I suppose this mad, passionate love that you have for me just happened, spur of the moment.
Well,
It had to, because I sure as hell didn't see it coming. I mean, it went right by me. And usually I notice things like that. You know, a woman who is interested enough in me to be my wife, that I usually pick up on.
Okay, fine. So I'm not in love with you.
You really know how to hurt a guy, Cass.
Look, all I was saying is that everyone thinks that you're the father of my baby, so it's not like it would seem odd to anyone.
Odd?
And I also was saying that it would get Josh off your back with this Reba thing.
Oh, God. Would you just forget that? I mean, Cassie, are you listening to yourself? I'm the father of your baby? Hart Jessup is. He's the father. Hart. I mean, have you gone so far around the bend that you're beginning to believe your own lies?
Okay, you're right. You're right. I'm just trying so hard not to think about Hart and not to feel anything for Hart that I'm losing my mind.
Losing?
Lost, okay? I've lost my mind.
Yeah,
Are you
yeah.
happy? I'm going crazy and I don't know what to do.
Okay, now you listen to me for a second, all right? You're it. That's it. I will never lie to you again. And I know there's trust to rebuild, all right? I know that, and I know it's gonna take work. We can do this. We can do this, Dolly, because our love is that strong. You do believe me, don't you? When I say that I love you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love you, Marcus.
I love you too. And I'll tell you right now, nothing, no one will ever come between us again. I'll never do anything to hurt you, honey. Okay?
I love you so much.
Good.
What?
Damn. Oh, what time is it? I forgot to make that call to the coast.
Okay.
Ah, yeah.
Okay. Do you want to use the phone in the back? More privacy back there?
Great idea. You wait right here? Doing good.
You look like you need help. Can I help you?
Do you work here?
Off and on. Yeah, but right now off, but I can still help you.
Well, this is gonna sound crazy, but I just flew into town to surprise my boyfriend. He came back here for a few days, and he always talks about how Springfield had this great diner.
What? Did he tell you what the name of the place was?
No?
There's a pretty big town, Springfield. There's a lot of diners here, so...
I knew that it was a long shot, but... Well, the cab driver dropped me off, and... right here, so... well, you never can tell, right?
Yeah, I know a lot of the regulars who come in here. What's his name? What's your boyfriend's name?
Well, actually, he's pretty famous. His name is Marcus. Marcus Williams.
Whatever vibes you're sensing between Matt and me is nothing more than friendship.
Right.
You know, a man and a woman have a friendship and everybody just jumps to all kinds of conclusions. First Vanessa, then Alan, then Harley, now you.
Wait,
It's just perfect.
the wife is picking up on you
Look,
too?
Vanessa was a little upset because Matt and I spent an evening together.
Wait,
No, a purely platonic evening together.
well, what happened?
Nothing happened.
Then why did you mention it?
Because Vanessa overreacted.
How?
You know what, Vicky? It doesn't matter. Let's just drop it.
You're right. I'm sorry. It's none of my business.
Vanessa is very upset right now. She's very busy with work, and her daughter almost died. That's a lot of pressure for anyone to handle.
It is. You're right.
I suggested that Matt and I stop working together.
Because Vanessa overreacted.
Yes, but Matt and I both agreed that that was ridiculous because there is absolutely nothing between us and we have no reason to hide from one another.
You know, you couldn't be more right, Beth.
Vicky, why is it when you agree with me, I get more nervous?
No, wait, listen to me. Just listen to me. Vanessa is not just a pain at work. And none of her ideas mesh with mine or Alan's. But at the moment, there's nothing I can say to him that will make him get rid of her. I don't know, she's got some kind of hold on him. Something to do with her father starting up the company with his father, but that's history. And Spaulding has to look to the future. And that's me.
Well,
You're looking at it.
it is a shame that you have such a problem with self-esteem.
And hopefully, the future doesn't include Vanessa Chamberlain Reardon.
Cut to the chase. What are you suggesting, Vicky?
I mean, it's not a big deal. For you. So you and Matt are friends. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing in the world. But if Vanessa were to find out that maybe you and Matt were spending just a little bit too much time working on projects or whatever, she would get really ticked off at him, and he in turn would tell her that she needs to spend more time at home. And adios, Vanessa.
So you're suggesting that I prey on Vanessa's insecurities for the sake of the business?
I knew we'd get along.
I think I'll take you up on that offer. Coffee still available?
Thanks, Roscoe. You're playing games, Detective DeMarco. And you are becoming one colossal
The games have to
pain
do
in
with
the-
my brother.
What are you talking about, Harley?
I know about the kiss. Frank told me.
Did he also tell you that we both agreed it was a big mistake? Your brother and I know exactly where we stand with
You
each other.
stand nowhere, lady. My brother is happily married.
I know you've been checking up on me, Harley. Yeah, I do. As a matter of fact, why don't you just take a look at my jacket? Okay, let's get it all up. All right, here it is. Every case, detail, evaluation, every fact of my life. Okay, because my life's an open book. You know what you're gonna find if you open that up? You're gonna find out that I'm a workaholic cop that comes from an overprotective family with no personal life whatsoever. It's kind of unfortunate. So why don't you read this and make your little list of questions, and maybe, just maybe, when I find the time, I'll answer them for you. As for right now, the little games you're pulling in there, they're done. You got it over with. Capiche? You're finished.
We're all finished. He's coming out of it now. Detective Cooper, how do you feel?
I feel fine. Now, if you don't mind, I have to call my wife in Greece.
Mr. Norris, do you feel ready to...
Yes, ready.
Did anyone notice how he took to Harley's suggestion?
Doctor, what about that?
Well, as I told the detectives, that is a very real danger with this drug. However, I will be here to make sure that nothing like that happens.
All right, if my client wants to do this, I can't stop him. But Holly and I insist on being present for the questioning.
I have no problem with that, Ross. None whatsoever. But you're out of here.
What?
You heard me.
What?
You have no legal standing
No.
whatsoever.
Wait a minute.
No, you are not going to be here.
Hey, I am not going anywhere. You're trying to railroad that guy in
His
there.
attorney is in there to protect him.
You are
Harley.
convinced that he is guilty.
Look, I'll tell you what. If this test proves that Ken's not the stalker, I will stand up in front of you and everybody else and eat crow. And I will go back to square one and I will bang up an
Hello,
entirely
ladies.
new
How's everything
investigation.
going? I just talked to Elaney, and she said to say hi. She's doing fine.
That's great, Frank. I'm glad she's having a nice vacation. You know, we are conducting an investigation. You want to be a part of it?
You know what? Your sweet little partner just told me to amscray.
What?
She told me to get out. Frank, she wants to cut me out of this thing. Get in there and straighten her out.
Well, unfortunately, sis, I agree with her. You know, this is
Frank,
police business here.
Frank.
Harley, go home, and I'll tell you about the results. Okay?
Everything you tell us will be the truth. You understand, Mr. Norris?
Yes, I always tell the truth.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Miller. What is your name, please?
Ken Norris.
And Mr. Norris, where do you live?
With my sister in her house, Holly's house. Now be careful with these questions. I won't allow him to incriminate himself.
We know that, Ross.
You just recently came back to Springfield.
Yes.
And what have you been doing since you came back?
Working in the garden.
Have you been doing anything else?
Trying to make things better.
Better how?
Things have changed since I went away.
Changed in what way?
Nobody cares about family anymore, or children, not the way they used to.
Tell me, Mr. Norris, how do you feel about what the stalker's been doing in Springfield?
Detective, that's a leading question that's inappropriate.
It's all right. I know everyone thinks it's me.